So how much do you think these guys' strats are going to differ, Fasta?
I don't think they're going to differ too much. I would imagine of the two, prisi's going to go a little bit harder. I think the major strats, like Big E, we'll see from both runners. But like, I would expect as far as like dog scrolls go, item 2 zip, like that stuff that prisi's going to go for. I don't know about Streamline. I would give the edge in strats to prisi as far as speed goes. Whereas like I think Streamline will probably stay with stuff that's a bit more consistent.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see prisi do dog scrolls and Streamline do flash strat, for example. And I think there are a few other cases where Streamline may opt for the more consistent method.
Yeah. It's a tough call in these type of situations, especially when you know you and your opponent. Like, you know, we've had a lot of earlier rounds where, you know, you need to get through. You know, if you play your game that you're the favorite, you're, you know, most likely going to win. But when you have someone that's fairly evenly matched with you, those kind of decisions really make a big difference. When you start giving away, you know, a second or 2 seconds in multiple stages, that might be too much to overcome if your opponent has a strong match.
Indeed. And we saw prisi in his match versus Nero. He went for some pretty risky strats, like strats you'll see in PB attempts. And those, honestly, you could consider those the difference in the game 1 in that match, where prisi won by about 3 to 4 seconds. And prisi went for the item 2 zip and bubble and some other particularly risky things that I think Nero skipped. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in a flip situation where he has a slightly better PB than Streamline, but not significantly better.
Wow, great fight for both.
Right.
Both bringing their A game. Got the nerves out with a little reset at the beginning.
Yeah. Every time I do like a marathon setting or race setting run of this game, I'm always like pretty nervous in Flash. This is more for marathons, I think. I'm nervous in Flash, and then I need to make some kind of a mistake in Flash. And then some of the nerves dissipate after that.
You walk out with a 142, and then you're nervous in heat.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't be on PB pace in a marathon because then I'm so overwhelmingly nervous that I'm gonna make like a huge mistake. So I need to get a small mistake out of the way.
I find that pretty interesting because like in Mega Man 3, the first stage is really difficult, and so that does an okay job of like getting your nerves settled. Whereas like Flash is pretty easy. I found myself getting more nervous going into Heat than into Flash, where normally like the nerves would hit me from the outset of the race.
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely still nervous in Heat because of the block section later in the level, but in the marathon runs I've done, Flash is used as like a nerve depressor.
Sure.
Anyway, both go for the item 3 throw. They both get it. So both on a pretty solid run, though prisi has a missed jump trying to go down the ladder, which actually puts Streamline in a very slight lead.
Yeah, slight leads don't matter much when you're going into Heat, man. His RNG will probably make the difference, but look at, they're just right in sync right now.
Yeah. But this kind of a lead doesn't matter, but we saw in the race versus Nero that prisi was in that the lead was plus or minus 5 seconds throughout that entire game 1, and it was little minor things that were causing one player to pull ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's a difference in strats. We actually see prisi going for the safer strat here.
Indeed. Which I believe is a smart choice. I've been emphasizing that throughout the tournament. But I want to note that I think prisi actually overtook Streamline a little bit during the heat block section by taking it more boldly and doing the jumps more crisply.
And Streamline gets the first hit on Heatman with not switching to Flash there. Like Streamline's getting a slightly better pattern so far.
Well, I looked over at Streamline and he immediately got a 90, so it's... I think they're getting... Okay, no, Streamline got a slightly better pattern, yeah.
Yeah, he's about 2 full hits ahead.
Yeah. Got about a 1 second faster pattern, which it's not a huge deal, but that sort of thing accumulates. But they're both out unscathed from Heat. They've got one more stage upcoming that's particularly dangerous. And if they can both get through that, we'll have a real race in our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, looks like about a 2 second lead for Streamline. I think he teleported out like sub 420, which is really good.
just really hoping that there aren't any disasters in the stage, because it's just a big, not only is it a big time loss, but it's a big confidence shaker to take a death in this stage.
I mean, when you're up against this level of competition, when you take a 55 second death, like, you know that you're probably not coming back in the race. It's like, it's really tough to come back from that.
Yeah.
Oh, Streamline! So prisi gets the double wiggle despawn.
Oh, wow. Wait, did he go for that on purpose?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's intense.
I think his stream was lagging a little bit on my end, so I couldn't quite see what exact maneuver he did, but that's really impressive.
So yeah, he picked up a little bit of time on Streamline there. He did bonk the last Thunderlord, which, I mean, because he saved damage earlier, like, he's still comfortable health-wise. Streamline is not.
Yeah, Streamline can't take 3 hits in Airman unless he gets a big health drop. So, assuming he does not get a big health drop, he'll have to be cautious during the Airman fight. And if Airman really wants to, he could just outright kill Streamline.
Is he gonna take? Yeah, he's gonna take it.
Oh, nice. He got lucky. Alright, good.
Would you take a big health in this situation at 12? You would, okay.
Yeah.
You wouldn't put it in Airman's hands.
I changed my Granny Air strat entirely to lower the chance of being in danger zone for Airman.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because getting a triple undodgeable is pretty rare, but...
Yeah, yes, but, like, I don't want my fate in the race to be left up to that.
Sure, it is a race decider, like taking a death there, or a candy.
Alright, so they're, all, like, I think Streamline is, like, 0.1 or 0.2 ahead right now. He lost a little time from needing to get that big health drop, but it looks like they both had pretty solid Airman fights.
Yeah. prisi pretty much made up that whole gap there.
Yeah. And yeah, we got, I think, about a half-second difference, which is crazy coming out of air. And now they're heading into Clashman. We've got one of the premier tricks in the game coming up, which is the Biggie Special. If they, I assume they're both going to go for it. If either one misses it, they'll lose anywhere between 5 and maybe 15 seconds. It's 5 to 10 seconds for sure, depending on what kind of backup they have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's rare to lose more than 10, but 10 seconds would be a lot when they're this close.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big deal for this this level of players. Both going for it.
Oh, Streamline misses it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he got dead framed there, but he did not get the vertical wrap you need to do at the end of that second zip.
It looks like a mistimed trigger to me.
Okay. He is going to have to take this long walk, and it'll lose him probably around 10 seconds, which is not the situation he wants to be in, versus someone like prisi.
Yeah, giving prisi an inch in a match like this is a lot of breathing room.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is Rockman 2, and we see big mistakes all the time.
This is Rockman 2.
Not an insurmountable lead by any stretch.
prisi looks like he has a really clean climb so far. Let's see how Streamline does. I think he botched that first item 3 placement a little bit. It wasn't a big deal.
Ooh, missed the top one there.
Yeah.
And prisi missed the last item 3 in the climb, otherwise it was clean.
Thankfully for prisi, that's one of the least costly item 3s to miss in the climb. So he only probably lost about a second there.
The one Streamline miss, like, it seems like sometimes you can miss that and come out of it okay. And then sometimes you get hit by the bird. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them depend on how well you react to missing it. Because if you react quickly, then sometimes you can get past the bird or place the item for you were supposed to place fast enough to jump over the bird and such.
So prisi teleports out at 9:01.
Months. 9-11, so 10-second difference, as we said. The Biggie special miss from Streamline, about 10-second loss.
Now, I would expect prisi is going to pick up the 1-up in the fall and then go for dog strolls. That's been his MO throughout the tournament.
Right. We'll see if Streamline picks up this one in the starting screen or the one in the laser section. Oh, he skips the first screen 1-up, okay. So there are two big zips in this Quickman stage. The first one is a very awkward setup that we commonly see players miss, but Prisi has the setup fine, doing the zip, turns the lights back on just to make the rest of the stage easier, and there's a frame-perfect trick at the end of Quick, which is a little risky to go for in a race setting, but does save some time if you get it, and turning the lights back on helps you get it more frequently.
Yeah, Streamline manages to get the first setup okay as well. Prisi having a little bit of trouble with that ledge jump. Picks up the 1-up really cleanly. See if Streamline goes for this 1-up here. He doesn't.
He skips it. Wow. Okay. So we can probably expect him to knock over dog scrolls in wood then.
Prisi doing 3 safe wiggles to get in there.
Yeah, those look fairly safe for what he normally does. I would honestly...
Nice fast wiggles for Streamline.
Even if I was skipping the dog scrolls, I would probably still get that 1-up anyway, just for Wily's stage safety. But...
Yeah. Turning any death into a game over in the Wily stages means a lot of deaths that wouldn't be necessarily that bad end up being just completely crushing.
Yeah.
Particularly like a death that you would take in the refights.
Right. Yeah, Streamline had a really, really nice quick fight there, so he might have gained a little bit of ground.
That was a beautiful fight. And his wiggles were a little better on the last zip too, so I imagine he picked up some timing quick. Plus he didn't pick up the 1-up, so that's like another little bit of time.
Yeah, I wonder if Streamline didn't pick up the 1-up because he knows he's behind. Though, I think if I was in that situation, I would probably revert to trying to do dog scrolls, maybe. Though, I don't know, it's a really tough call.
Yeah, it depends on what you're comfortable with in that moment, I think.
Yeah. Prisi does a very nice 2-item 1 setup for that bottom metal zip. Let's see what Streamline does here. Oh, he tries for it, but does not get it. Which isn't a huge time waster, but it's still widening the gap between the two.
Yeah, Prisi's first setup was really clean too, so this is a solid metal stage for him. Yeah, really good stage.
It looks like Prisi's having a pretty solid run by his standards.
Yeah, I saw his teleport out of Clash was like a 9 flat or 901 or something, which is probably only a few seconds off his PB, which in a race setting, like that's really good when you're coming out of those first few stages that close.
Especially since you are needing to do a slower strat intentionally in air, which wastes probably around 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, heading into wood, and I think we will probably see a divergence in the strats here. So I think that Prisi is going to go for the dog scroll zips and try to zip along the ceiling of the 3 screens that have the fire-breathing dogs in them. And because Streamline did not get the 1-up, I think he's going to use the flash strat, which is about 3 to 4 seconds slower than what you can expect dog scrolls to save.
It's extremely risky to go for dog scrolls without the extra 1-up, because if you overzip the first screen, that turns into like a minute time loss.
Yeah, yeah. And the first screen is the most volatile of the 3 screens because there's lag that you can't, like, it varies the amount of lag that happens in that screen. But Prisi gets really, really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. And then, as expected, Streamline is doing the flash strat. So, unfortunately, he's going to lose even more time here because Prisi had really, really solid dog scrolls. But, you know, that's the plan that Streamline came into this race. I assume that he meant to just go for flash here, and he's sticking to his plan.
Sure. Yeah, Prisi probably picked up about 4 seconds with those scrolls, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. When you're down, let's say 10 seconds, the difference between 10 seconds and 15 seconds down isn't necessarily gigantic. At that point, you're probably counting on Prisi to make a mistake anyway.
Right, but Prisi could make a few more minor mistakes that waste like 3 to 4 seconds each, and then Meat Bites is very volatile. So I think at this high level, every second does matter. Like, obviously, a big mistake is going to swing it violently in the other way, but I think every second does matter nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially stages like refights, for instance. Like you can have some swings there, even execution neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was about 14 seconds or so there.
So
that's surprising. Surprising.
Well, Prisi says that he religiously screen watches, and I'm sure he knows the kind of lead he has, and he wants to maintain this lead.
Yeah, I wonder about this, because the last time I saw him go away from item 2 zip, I don't know. I guess it's not been that long. I think, like, because you got to be a little careful about going for a strat you don't normally go for.
Yeah. I think he went for it in race 2 versus Nero, where, like, after Nero had quit out, I think Prisi, even though he went for some, like, swag strats later in the run, I think he was like, alright, I just have to finish, and let's just, like, play it consistently to finish it out.
Yeah.
And he also probably knew that StreamLine would not go for the item 2 zip anyway, so he's like, well, if he's not going to gain time on me in this stage, then I might as well just do the safe thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't,
We just take an unnecessary hit from that crab at the end.
You usually just item 2 fly past that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't fault the logic there. Like, maintain this lead and trust in your execution in the castle stages.
Mm-hmm.
I will say his practice run that he did right before this race, he lost 17 seconds in bubble. So that might have been playing in his mind as well.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, that would definitely be a factor.
Like, it would have been an OX if not for bubble.
Well, this is going to be a really solid teleport time. We've got a 16:15 for Mega Man teleporting off the top of the screen. Let's see what StreamLine has.
16:15, really good, by the way.
Yeah. 16:27, so 12-second gap. StreamLine definitely still within striking range. It could even turn in this stage depending on if Prisi has a big mistake in the open air section.
Yeah, you fall on the second zip, or you miss the first zip in Wily 2, and all of a sudden the lead changes.
I wonder if Prisi will even skip the second vertical wrap. I wonder if this is a big enough lead for him to consider doing that.
I would be a little nervous of that, because that would put you in range of, like, getting past in Wily 4 by missing, like, the vertical wrap there or something.
Right.
I don't know.
But that's just, like, a notorious big time loss that has happened a lot to players in this tournament. Like, one of the most frequent big mistakes we've seen that aren't a death.
Yeah, it's true. I know Prisi's really confident in his Wily 1 right now. He was talking about how it's one of his most consistent stages.
I see.
So we'll see what he chooses to do here. Both with pretty similar first zip setups.
Yeah, I think Prisi had a pretty solid one. StreamLine also has a pretty solid one. He goes for the vertical wrap and does get it. So this is really putting the pressure on StreamLine. Because this was one of his bigger opportunities to take the lead or at least close the gap somewhat.
And he gets it as well.
Nice. Yeah, honestly, both racers are playing really, really well. It's just StreamLine had that one mistake with Biggie, and he had to take that 10-second losing backup. And that just matters a lot at this high level.
Yeah, that's pretty much the difference in the race at this point.
Exactly.
Prisi with his top block. You guys are just gonna have to picture him teeth mashing there.
Does he actually teeth mash on
He does.
the boss? Oh, wow, okay.
StreamLine with a solid standard dragon kill there.
I think Prisi is sticking with that top block thing out of stubbornness, because I timed it, and I literally told him, hey, it's like this much slower. Assuming these conditions, but still it's this much slower. And yet he still does it. I think it's slightly a safety thing, because if you get hit somehow by a fireball on the top block, you're not going to get knocked into the pit.
Yeah.
So Prisi actually went out of his way to pick the backup item 1, held it at the start of the stage, and so that gives him an extra 4 item 1 uses, and he actually B-triggered the zip for safety.
Yeah.
I think it's smart in this situation.
I think even if it were close, I know he picks up the item 1 fairly frequently, but that StreamLine setup on the zip was really tight. It was a good one, so he picked up a little bit of time there. Prisi's was a little lower and safer. Streamline gets just the one small drop.
I saw that big drop get warped off screen. That was
yeah.
And we did have a menu mistake, and you just can't afford menu mistakes in this situation. So Prizzy's got to be feeling fairly comfortable at this point in the race. He knows he has like a 10 to 15 second lead, and he also knows that he probably has a slightly stronger refights on average than Streamline does, and he just has to maintain his composure.
Yeah, double-digit lead is fairly comfortable. Like if you execute, you're not going to lose that to RNG or anything. So it's not like having a 3 or 4 second lead.
Meanwhile, Streamline's just got to stay determined. He's got to keep executing everything solidly, and you know, luck may come his way, and Prizzy has a big mistake in Wily 4.
Yeah, it looks like a 12-second gap on teleport there.
This has stayed pretty consistent for a few stages, it seems like.
Yeah.
12 seconds. I think it was 12 seconds coming out of bubble, so same Wily 1 and Wily 2 for both runners so far.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say like Prizzy's Wily 1 was slightly faster, and Streamline's Wily 2 was probably slightly as well.
Wow, Streamline got 0 fish. I don't know if Prizzy got 1 or 2. I saw he got the first one. I didn't see about the second one.
Did he kill the fish, though?
He did not kill the fish. Apparently his lead's not big enough to use up 0.1 second to kill it.
Sad day.
Sad day.
Alright. Prizzy's usually a pretty comfortable 3-jumper on the tank here.
Looks good. Let's see what Streamline gets. Four jump.
Looked like his first 2 jumps were fine.
Yeah. Honestly, a quick 4 jump versus a 3 jump only really loses you like 0.5 or less. So it's more of a like, hey, I got 3 jump thing than an actual big difference.
Sinister's memeing about killing the fish. Do you recall the first time Sinister killed the fish in a run?
Yeah, it was when he was on his amazing Mega Man 2 normal pace, and he was like 20 seconds ahead or something, and then he tried to kill the fish without having practiced it, and he died and lost it.
Ah, okay, yeah. We have the same memory of that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Prizzy looks like he's having a really solid Wily 4 so far. Streamline goes for the big 4 and gets it.
Nice setup for Streamline there.
Prizzy goes for the 2 item 1 strat in that first screen. I have heard, I think from Elo, that if you use 2 item 1s there, you open yourself up to a tiny risk of delay scroll.
Oh
now,
my goodness!
I actually did it for a while to test it, and I never did get delay scrolled. I did it like 100 times, just using save states, and I never got delay scrolled. So I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it sounds plausible.
Yeah, it's rare enough that I don't know how long you would have to test it for to actually see it.
Right. Prizzy Wily 4 has looked so solid. I don't think Streamline's going to make up any ground here, though he does do pretty safe wiggles at the end.
Yeah.
And he starts 1 tile forward, but I think he did get the exit correctly.
It's hard to see on stream sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see how Streamline does. Gets the exit.
Prizzy with a perfect fight there.
Nice. Yeah, Prizzy is just, you know, he's not allowing Streamline to get back in after that early mistake on Biggie. He's like, you know, you made that mistake. I'm not going to give you any grounds.
Man, that miss bomb hurts there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Streamline's going to have even more of a deficit going into the Wily Machine fight at the end of the refights. Not only having 1 bomb loses probably around 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, if you know what to do.
Like, this looks like 27 OX pace for Prizzy. I don't know if I've...
So. I definitely think so. And interestingly, he starts with Quickman, so he's doing the quick first route. He has done both the quick first and the air first route in runs before, but I think that after seeing me take a quick death in a previous tournament race, he kind of reconsidered doing the air first route.
Nice free fight for prisi so far.
Right.
StreamLine getting a little low on health.
Yeah, it looks like he had a pretty bumpy quick fight.
And you need more health when you're short a bomb on top of it. You need at least 7, I think.
Yeah, you need at least 7. You need to be able to take one hit from a ball. Prisi's a little low on health here, though I don't think he would die if he took a body hit.
So he's taking this very safe. Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Long walk to the teleporter there.
Yeah. Better than the alternative, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now he's pretty comfortable, and he still maintains a fairly big lead on StreamLine at this point.
Yeah, the lead's even slightly bigger than it looks just because of the crash bomb difference as well.
Yeah.
So StreamLine is going to
get the tanked metal blade.
So he's going to need to pick up Flashman's health as well.
One day, I'll ask the Tasters what causes that.
That's such a weird thing.
Yeah. Alright.
Prisi's
really
through.
solid fights by prisi. This is definitely OX case. I think that he could get a 26, like 08 or so off this run if he has a really good Wily.
StreamLine forgot.
Oh man. Did he go in with low health?
He went in with low health, I think, and also he like jumped as if to shoot the second crash bomb.
Oh man, okay.
So I just think he forgot that he only had one.
Yeah. I don't blame him for being frazzled due to the pressure of being behind.
When did he get one up? Because he didn't pick up the one up in quick. I don't remember when he got his one up.
He might have gotten a lucky drop somewhere.
Yeah.
I saw prisi get a lucky drop somewhere, but I don't remember seeing StreamLine get one, but I'm sure he did, because he didn't game over.
So prisi just trying to finish off the alien here. That is a 27-10.
prisi ties StreamLine's PB. Now that is a statement. And he will take game 1 here. Well, and prisi, or rather StreamLine, pauses his menu. I think he's just going to move directly on to game 2. But well played by both racers. Honestly, the difference was Biggie. The main difference was Biggie, and maybe slightly better play throughout for prisi. Also, StreamLine missed the double door kill and the booming fights that cost him another. Well, that ended up causing his death, but overall, really solid play from both runners.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was just the difference was the Biggie going into Wily 4. It was, 11, 12 seconds difference, and then, obviously things didn't quite pan out towards the end for StreamLine, but I don't think it would have mattered when prisi tied his PB.
Yeah. And I want to point out that 27:10 is a very, very solid time for a race, and it's solid enough to even go toe-to-toe with Cool Kid. Like, Cool Kid can produce better times than this, and we have seen him produce better times, but nonetheless, 27:10 is going to be sort of tough for Cool Kid to beat. So, prisi is also sending a message out to Cool Kid saying, "Hey, I can hang with you. You have to show up to the finals as well. Can't let Mega Man 3 suck away all your muscle memory."
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what Cool Kid's times were in the last round, but I think this might have beat both of his times against Endy.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't recall Cool Kid getting a 27 OX against Endy. I think he got one 27 1X and maybe a 2X. Yeah.
We've seen Cool Kid in previous rounds get 27 OX in both races, so whoever advances here knows they have their hands full in the finals. But like you said, prisi showing that if he's the one that's going to advance, these are times that are definitely going to make that a series to watch.
Indeed. That was only 11 seconds off of prisi's PB, which I don't know if Have we had any times in the tournament that are better in terms of delta from PB? It's got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, I know in the early rounds we had some people that PB'd in races, but not that had put as much time into the game as Prisi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It definitely would be pretty close.
All right, so we're getting set up for the second race here. Again, this is the Rockman 2 tournament. We are in the semifinals. StreamLine versus Prisi, both top-level players of this game. And they are fighting for a chance to face Cool Kid in the grand finals of the tournament.
Which is a best of 5.
Indeed, best of 5.
Well, I mean, so when we're going into match 2 here, I mean, I would say both runners played well enough that I don't think either should be looking to change things too much.
Yeah, I think StreamLine is just going to play basically the same that he played in this previous game and hope that some of the things that tripped him up last race don't trip him up this race. And maybe Prisi doesn't play quite as well as he did here because it's a pretty tall order for StreamLine to beat his PB in a race.
Right.
Or tie it.
Right. So I don't think you can go into match 2 with that mentality, thinking like, oh, I need to beat my PB. But just play like I did last time. Don't die to machine. And hope that Prisi doesn't, you know, just beat the snot out of Rockman 2 again.
But man, we are getting down to the wire with this tournament. This is the second to last match we'll be broadcasting, and then at some point in the near future, it's going to be one of these two versus Cool Kid for the finals.
It's been a really exciting tournament, and these late round matches have really lived up to the billing, I think.
They have really delivered, I think. That game 1 in Nero versus Prisi was one of the best races I've ever watched, period, in any context.
Yeah, that's a tough one to top, and if any of you guys didn't see it, I would recommend going and checking out the VOD for that one. That was a terrific race.
Absolutely. Neither player is really doing last-minute practice here, so maybe they're just mentally readying themselves.
Yeah, they're having a little chit-chat in the IRC.
Are they?
Yeah. Prisi and StreamLine are discussing the merits of going into Wily Machine with 1 crash bomb and 4 health.
Oh.
Neither of them thinks that's a particularly good idea.
No, I don't think anyone else would agree that that's a good idea either. But hey, you do have a 9-frame window to walk under a single bouncing ball from Wily Machine Phase 2, so you could make it work.
Yeah, just hope he doesn't throw more than 1.
Yeah. You have to hope he throws all single balls and that you're an absolute god at the timing. Which 9 frames is not, it's pretty big, but like it just looks scary to get underneath one of those balls, and no one's really practiced that.
Yeah, can you imagine practicing that strat in case you accidentally go in with 4 health and 1 bomb? Of all the backups to practice in this game, that probably wouldn't be the one you'd spend the most time on.
Yeah, I'm sure even Zoda has not practiced it.
I don't know. I would believe Zoda has practiced anything in this game.
Probably true, yeah. Prisi's got nice spirits going into game 2.
That smiley face is off center. It's triggering.
Password error.
What? That's not a password?
Alright, so I think we're going to be diving into game 2 really, really soon here.
Yep, for those of you just joining us, this is a best of 3. Prisi is up 1-0. The winner of this goes on to take on Cool Kid in the finals of this tournament.
And what a tournament it's been.
Absolutely. Been one of my favorites.
Nice. I know you've been in quite a few tournaments at this point.
Yeah, this one has just delivered a lot of high-quality matches, especially late in the tournament, where some other tournaments I've been in have been really fun, but haven't had this consistency of like really close races.
Right. Yeah, I think that the top 16 or so has delivered both surprising upsets and really close races with really solid play from both players. So we've gotten it all in this tournament.
And we are underway.
And we're back to beautiful blue blocks. Oh, you know what's a fun thing I discovered about this stage? So there's a way to actually start some of the stages above screen. If you do the Bubble Man fight when you're lodged in the ceiling, and then after you kill Bubble Man, you zip off screen, but you still teleport out of the level and then choose the next level. You will start the next level above screen, I think like one entire screen above screen. And you can actually start above the screen in the Flashman stage, and it's kind of cute.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Prisi actually went back to get that 1-up, which actually might have been smart, because it might be faster than getting that 1-up in quick. It's probably around this.
You think so? I think that's probably a little bit slower to jump back down and back up, but maybe not. It's probably pretty similar.
It's probably similar because with that quick 1-up, you break your really fast fall speed, and then you have to jump down again.
That is true.
Oh, Streamline falls there. Okay, he's gonna have to be really cautious with this flash fight, because once the flash fight starts going off script, it can be really dangerous. You can take multiple hits from him just like walking all over your face.
Yeah. He did nail the fight last time, so hopefully he just brings that confidence into this one. See, like, I think Prisi took about 2 seconds to get that 1-up, and I think the one in quick is about a second.
Yeah. So, interesting decision. I don't think we've seen anything quite like that in the tournament so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a heads-up decision, like, oh, that 1-up's going to be useful, but, you know, you're not really prepared for that type of decision.
Yeah, maybe it was just like a reflexive turning back for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So because of that 1-up, Streamline will have about a 2-second lead going into Heat, though he'll give back one of those seconds later in Quick because... Oh, actually, he didn't even get a 1-up in the last race. Because he does not go for dog scrolls, and one of the main reasons to get an extra 1-up is for the dog scrolls. So he may just keep that 2-second lead.
Yeah. Yeah, this lead is... I mean, really, I think your mentality for the first few stages is just to get through them.
Yeah. And then He-Man's gonna do what He-Man's gonna do.
Right. You can start winning the race in Clash, but for the first 3 stages, you really just need to survive.
Right.
Give yourself a chance.
So we have seen several races in the past few matches come down to Biggie. I think that there was another match in the top 8 where one of the races was decided primarily because one person got Biggie and the other person did not. And so that was the previous game in this match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're at the level of play where 10 seconds is enormous.
Yeah.
Both get the item through 3 throw, by the way. Like, that's a strat we saw Narrow skip.
Yeah.
So it's not a given necessarily that you're going to hit the item 3 throw.
Right. That was a really strange decision to me still. Because I think that every PB he got, and I believe that all the PBs he got, he was consciously doing marathon strats for them. And I'm pretty sure in every one of those PBs he did go for the item 3 throw, so...
Yeah. I feel like he may have taken a death at one point in, like, maybe one of his attempts, and it just kind of spooked him.
Hmm.
It's definitely possible to die there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what kind of patterns we get here. I think Streamlines was slightly better last time.
Yeah, he was about a 1 second faster pattern last time, though he's got a 90 early on. Prisi having a 90. I think Prisi...
So Streamline gets hit, so he's got to be careful here. So he's starting to give a little bit of wide berth here for Heatman.
Yeah, he's going to leak some more time because of this.
Yeah, he also tinked a shot earlier in the fight, too, so Prisi makes up some time on execution there.
Yeah, and I think the patterns were probably roughly equivalent, but Prisi gained time anyway because Streamline had to stay further away to avoid dying.
So, once again, we just hope that they both get through Airman okay.
Yep. I think they'll both be fine.
Yeah, I mean, the standard Granny Air strat we've seen runners be pretty consistent with in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these runners have a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think prisi is just going full-on birds every single Robot Master level throughout this match. A nice treat. Alright, so they're coming up to the big moments.
Oh, so StreamLine gets a wiggle despawn. Yeah.
prisi gets the despawn too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I really need to go back and watch how prisi did that second despawn in race 1.
So both of them mess up the bird boost, huh?
Yeah, no, I think StreamLine got
it. Oh no,
it.
StreamLine got it, I got it.
prisi had to turn back a little bit to avoid taking damage from the second egg.
I missed the initial with StreamLine. I saw one bird on the screen, like, a little later on.
Okay.
So
I don't think he necessarily needed to turn back to avoid taking the hit on the egg. Like, he still would have been fine for Airman, but you can do either one. It's going to be roughly the same.
Sure. Last time, StreamLine didn't turn the bird around so he could farm some health, but here he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, that's a smart decision if you're in that situation where you can't take 3 hits on Airman with the health you have. But both of them are really looking good entering this fight.
Yeah, both of them had good Airman kills last time. Let's see what we get here. Decent opening pattern for StreamLine. Really, wow, god pattern for prisi.
Yeah.
Oh, runs into Airman.
Wow. Scary, but still gets through. Man, I looked over from StreamLine to prisi, and then immediately I see him get taken down to 2 HP. I'm like, oh my goodness, prisi, no.
Yeah. Luckily, he got a ton of hits in on those first 2 cycles, so it didn't end up being too bad.
Did he get, like, 2 open patterns or something?
Yeah, he got the double god pattern.
So StreamLine got an interesting pattern where the first wave he got was not that favorable, but the second and third ones have the big gap like around Airman's position, and it allows you to just get a ton of hits on the second and third waves. So first wave was not that good, but then it turned into a really good pattern.
All right, so let's see if StreamLine can make up for his missed biggie in game 1. Looks like he nailed it that time. Oh, he grabbed too early.
Oh man,
oh, that's a shame.
That's got to be a hit to his confidence in this game, because it wasn't the exact same mistake he made in the last race, but like again messing up biggie and knowing that he
suicided too early.
Oh no, this is well, it's really unfortunate for StreamLine, because now he's going to need a pretty big mistake from prisi to have a chance here.
So he got like I don't know, the whole thing looked uncomfortable for him. Like he couldn't find the ladder to drop off of, and like you have to cycle around one of those screens twice. And he did both of them once, but maybe like his trouble with the ladder made him forget that he, still needed to do one more pass.
Yeah, he probably just got a little confused, and this is something that very easily happens in a high-pressure situation like this. And
what happened there?
I don't know. I think that his second attempt I think he messed up biggie again, and then he started doing a different backup strat, and then that backup strat didn't work out for him. So now he has a major deficit. He's got like a one-stage deficit. So not good news.
This is becoming very reminiscent of prisi versus Nero, where we have a really strong performance in both in game 1, and then prisi runs pretty much unopposed in game 2.
What is happening? He's just like going back down screens like everywhere. I think he's fine now, but it's a little too,
Yeah, that's a lot of time. So we'll see how safe prisi chooses to take it here. Obviously, he probably knows at this point, checking in between stages most likely, how big of a lead he has.
I mean, he better be killing the fish this time.
Oh, man.
I won't let him live it down if he doesn't kill the fish. What if prisi skips the second zip in this stage? Just goes full on, I'm not allowing any big mistake to even have the possibility of occurring.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many things that can allow Streamline back in, but I don't know. I think when you get off your, like, when you play as well as he did in Game 1 and as well as he's playing right now, I think, like, just allowing yourself to get out of rhythm by doing things you're not used to. I don't know. I'm not sure how that affects you mentally.
No, I think it can definitely have an effect. Like, when you're doing all your normal strats and you're hitting most, if not all of them, you just get in the flow. And when you get out of flow, that can pose dangerous things to your run.
That was a beautiful Clash fight by Streamline, by the way. Like, he shot a really early tornado.
Did he do the prisi strat that we're all doing?
He did, but he did it, like, in a really, I don't know, it seemed like in a really particularly fast way, but maybe not.
What? I wasn't able to catch it.
Oh, prisi is just fine.
And again, I think prisi is having a really, really solid run. He has a 10:55 quick teleport out, which is pretty solid for a race.
So Streamline mentioned in the IRC chat that he took a game over, so prisi is definitely aware, even if he wasn't stream watching.
Yeah. I don't think prisi's going to change that much about his strats. He might skip the item 2 zip and bubble like we saw him do in Narrow, the match with Narrow.
He went for
conveyor zip, but he doesn't get it. Does get the bottom zip again, though. Very solid.
Man, I feel Streamline's pain right now, because I've done some really dumb things in tournament races, where it's like your brain just kind of shuts off.
Yeah,
like, you get through a section and you're just like, what did I just do? Like, that's never happened in, you know, thousands of attempts at this game.
Yeah, that has happened to everyone. It's just kind of, you know, in this kind of situation, high pressure, I feel like when you get off script in a huge way like that, and you realize, like, I'm losing loads of time, your brain just sort of, like, defaults to play that you would never do in another situation, and sometimes that play is like really ugly and it leads to snowballing time losses, and I feel like that's kind of what happened there in Clash stage.
Yeah, like muscle memory is a really, really strong and really precious thing that can break on you pretty easily.
Yeah,
and it can be
a situation where it can break in a really bad way.
Sure. And we, like, as speedrunners, we hit these tiny frame windows so consistently with, like, the amount of practice that we built up. But, like, in the end, when your muscle memory fails you and then you have to hit these tiny frame windows, like, you can feel really helpless.
Mm-hmm. But this just goes to show you that no matter how consistent you are at this game, you know, nothing is guaranteed. Streamline is often touted as one of the most consistent players in the classic Mega Man community, and we see that he had some big struggles in this race.
prisi doesn't back off of dog scrolls, gets a good set there.
Nah, he's feeling himself. This is probably very, very similar in feeling to the match he had with Narrow, where he won a close race in Game 1, and then Game 2, Narrow had a big fiasco in Wood, and prisi was like, alright, I'm in the clear, I just need to finish. Oh, in that case, he just needs to finish. In this case, he needs to finish without making a huge mistake.
Yeah, the big difference there was that Narrow forfeited in that race, so prisi just knew that, you know, he was moving on as long as he finished the race.
Yeah.
And so, like, this race isn't over, obviously. There are definitely things that can happen that can cause that big of a time gap to be made up. They're not likely, but they're possible, so you have to keep your focus.
Mm-hmm.
But to some extent, you know, he might be treating this as, like, a warm-up for his match with Cool Kid.
At this point, maybe. I think that one of the only things that could happen is if he decides to go into the machine fight with low-ish health, and you know, he misshoots. Oh, he takes a death here, though.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's not going to be that big of a deal with this kind of a lead, but, you know, you don't... When you're in this kind of a situation, you don't want to start getting careless and then just, like, chaining mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, prisi does something a little different. A lot of people do this item 2 zip strat, but most people don't kill the second frog like he does. And it stops you from having to, like, do the tiny jump over the pit and under the frogs that we saw Cool Kid die to.
Yeah.
So a little interesting that way, but it requires some pretty solid matching.
Another thing that Prisi is going to have to remember is that I believe he's now down to 0 lives. That used up his extra life that I think he got in Quick. Or no, the extra life he got way back in Flash. So,
yeah.
So he just used up that extra life, and now he's got 0. So he's got to be a little careful in the refights.
Yeah. Not only that, but like if you die, say somewhere in the Spike Fall in Wily 4, that becomes a much more costly death as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And something like that can help Streamline get back into it.
But nonetheless, Prisi still has almost an entire stage lead, so still sitting pretty comfortably.
Sure. I think his first match was a like 16-15 teleport out. This one's gonna be a little bit slower than that, but still really good pace.
16:21 or so, I think we're looking at here, which is still very good for a race setting for sure. $22.
Yeah, not too bad.
And that was with a death at the start of Bubbles, so I think up to that point, his run was maybe even a little better than his previous run.
Yeah, absolutely. So Streamline's going to be doing the item 2 zip here.
Oh, yeah. He probably figures like, well, this is almost like, this is like 99% loss, so I might as well just go
just have fun.
For funsies.
The item 2 zip route in Bubble is definitely more fun to execute, in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So we'll see if Prisi can keep up his string of really solid Wily ones he's got going. And Streamline nails it first try.
Nice. Prisi got its second try, so at least he has that in this race.
Prisi with the low item too, but it was up against the wall. He didn't waste any ammo with it.
It was actually up against the wall both times, so he had 0 ammo on both of those placements, which is actually pretty impressive in its own right.
He could have done the left item 2 back up with that.
Yeah. I think that's something only you do. The fastest special.
There we go. I got something in this game. It involves messing up. That's pretty. That's pretty appropriate.
All right, so Streamline's gonna have a 17:55 teleport out, which is plus 1.5 minutes.
Shooting to the music while jumping over a pit is something I could never do.
Just because of being scared of like messing up something, or what?
I don't know. While like going from like just tapping B to like holding A and then tapping B, like for some reason I can't keep the rhythm doing that. It scares me.
Yeah, it's kind of like the patting your head while rubbing your belly thing.
Yeah, there you go. Prisi with another solid Wily one again.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the missed item 2 jump, but that's the mistakes you can make in that stage. It's not a major one.
Yeah. Alright, he needs to get this item 1 zip over the spikes at the start of the stage, and then he'll be in the clear for a little while. He does opt to pick up that extra energy again at the start of the stage, just giving him some breathing room, extra items to use. I expect him to B-trigger this zip again.
Yeah. Nice menu.
Indeed, that was quite good. Streamline gets a very nice open air, yeah.
But once again, Prisi just not giving him any type of window to come back.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a few mistakes. Like, if Prisi is going to make one big mistake that opens up an opportunity for Streamline, there's only a few things that can plausibly happen to him at this point.
Yeah.
I think even if he got delay scrolled, he would probably still be in the lead a little bit.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, these stages he's going through right now don't have a mistake big enough to catch Streamline up, but that in conjunction with something like a delay scroll is probably what Streamline's hoping for.
Yeah.
Can
you imagine if Prisi did get delayed scrolled in this race and then it went back to roughly even? That would be insane.
Yeah, I don't... As exciting as that would be, I don't wish a delay scroll upon anybody.
No, I don't either. Just hypothetically, that would be crazy.
Yeah. What a great race game this is.
Yeah. I mean, if the delay scroll is going to happen in any race, this is the situation that, like, you'd rather it happen.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I saw in that last menu that Prisi does have an extra life.
Really? Okay.
I thought I saw that. I'm going to pay attention here at the start of Wily 3, but I thought I saw a 1 there, not a 0.
Okay.
Prisi's menus are so fast, I don't have a lot of time to read it.
I guess there's been a lot of MM5 references this match.
Oh.
Well, he didn't turn the page there, so we'll have to wait for next level.
I guess I won't know.
All right, Prisi, come on, boy. Kills fish 1. Kills both fish. He even misses the entry into the corridor.
That's showmanship right there. For the
My
fans.
team roll boy, Prisi.
For the fans. What a guy.
Yeah, we need to have a new For the Fans emote that is a fish with like a knife through it or just like X'd out eyes or something.
I would think the chat would be happy about this. They don't seem to be too happy. I'm ecstatic right now.
There's a lot less Saba pings this time than last time, I think. Very nice Guts tank again.
Yep.
Just as StreamLine finishes up, Pico-Kun.
Yeah, still that 1 stage difference. StreamLine's played fine since the mishap in Flash, but
yeah,
that's just at this level too big of a mistake.
Okay, well this stage that Prisi's coming up to is one of StreamLine's only remaining opportunities to get back.
And Prisi does have an extra life.
Yeah.
So that limits the ways that StreamLine can come back.
Oh, did you see it in the menu there?
I did, yeah.
You have a better short-term memory than I do.
Maybe that's why I can't multitask. Just get laser focused on one thing.
StreamLine, I think, his stream froze. Hopefully that comes back on soon. Meanwhile, Prisi's just flying through Wily 4 again.
No delay scroll with the double item 1.
I wonder if he'll go for this sip. Nah, he's not going to. Not when StreamLine is still in the race.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a little bold.
Yeah.
At this point, if I was Prisi, I just wouldn't want to risk going down to 0 lives for the refights. Even though you can play it safe by picking up every health, like, you just don't want to put yourself in that position.
Oh, suddenly he's at Guts Tank. Alright. Good stuff. New tech from StreamLine.
And not over-zipping there. That would have been...
Yeah, that would have been a pretty big time loss, but not enough of a time loss to even it up. If he had 0 lives and that happens, then... Actually, no, you can get back to being on the proper screen if you over-zip, and that's it.
It's tough, though, because then you get into the fight with low health, and you're not at the top. So, like, you have to know how to approach that scenario as well.
Yeah, you definitely have to have practiced that scenario to get out of it unscathed. Alright, Prisi's heading into the second to last stage. I think he still does have that extra life, so there's almost no opportunity for StreamLine here, really.
He's going with the task refight route here.
Ah. So he actually got 2 shots. He weaved 2 of the shots between the tornadoes on the good pattern, but they were too close together. So the second shot went through Airman before he became vulnerable again.
How does he get the leech shield underneath the sub-pixel tornado there? Mine always tinks in that scenario. I just don't understand. You Rockman 2 gods.
I meant to check that, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's like, I've got about 8 more things on my checklist of stuff to look into in this game. That's one of the things I haven't checked yet. Very nice Clash fight. Let's see how his quick goes this time.
He went for the double with air.
Yeah. Going for a bit of style.
And
not a bad fight.
Jumps over the health.
Interesting.
Feeling confident.
That's a very interesting decision to make.
I don't think he'd make it with 0 lives, but...
Is he really going to go into the machine fight with this amount of health?
I mean, if he was going to pick one up, he would have picked up one of the last 2. They were both sitting on the teleporter.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that in a race setting, unless it's wire to wire, you want to take it. You want to be able to take at least 2 hits in this fight because there are some rare things that can happen in this fight. Like if it happens. Ooh.
Like that early shot right there. Like that. The double kill. Wow.
Oh my god! What a way to end that stage.
Wow. For the fans again.
That was a real for the fans, man. Unbelievable.
Double KOs work in your favor in this game. Not the case for all Mega Man games.
That was a treat to see.
And prisi does not believe in skipping the last zip, regardless of how much of a lead you have.
Mm-hmm. Especially when your safe wiggles are that concerned. Alright, he's just got to finish this up. I think he's looking at a 27-2x. Which is, again, a pretty solid time for a race.
Especially considering he was styling through circuit.
He's gonna get a left. Oh, he's 1 off from the normal kill. That's
27-24.
GG to prisi. He takes game 2, moves on 2-0 versus StreamLine, and he will face Cool Kid in our grand finals. Very well played.
Well-deserved win again. Played probably even better than he did last week against Nero.
Yeah, his first race in this match was blistering pace compared to his PB. And that first race those are the times he needs to be putting up against Cool Kid to really give Cool Kid a run for his money. Yeah.
And this is a 27-24 with a death in it, so...
Yeah.
Like, not a big one, obviously, but just a really, really solid run. And then, StreamLine, since his mistake in Clash, I think, has probably played at, mid-27 pace himself.
For sure. Yeah, I think that mistake, that series of mistakes in Clash cost him about 1.5 minutes. And he's looking like he's going to get a high 28 here. So he would have gotten a low to mid 27 otherwise.
At least when you have a race like that as StreamLine, I mean, I think you have to take some solace in the fact that, your opponent didn't beat you at the low 28 or something.
Right. Yeah, it's gotta hurt to for your opponent to put up times that you can beat, but you just you have big mistakes and you have an even worse run.
Yep.
But he sneaks in with the 28. Good game to StreamLine as well. Really, really good set of races. I'm super excited for the finals.
Yeah, I mean, prisi vs. Cool Kid in a best of 5 should be a heck of a treat.
And we'll see if our racers want to come in. Prisi is already in the setup channel, so we'll get to talk to him. Hopefully we'll get to talk to StreamLine as well.
Well, before they get in here, Do you have any thoughts, any predictions for the finals?
Well, Cool Kid has moved on to Mega Man 3 in terms of his what he's been mainly playing on his stream. I don't think that's going to affect him that much, if at all, but it could. And definitely the race, the Game 1 race that prisi put up here is enough to beat some of the times Cool Kid will put up in any given race. So I don't think this is as much of a gimme for Cool Kid as some people might think. But nonetheless, I like, you know, anyone would have to logically give the favorite to Cool Kid in the finals, especially in a best of 5, because Cool Kid will probably have to make fairly decent-sized mistakes for prisi to have a good chance of beating him in a given race. And with a best of 5, Cool Kid's consistency will be allowed to shine through.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a 22-second gap in PBs between the two runners. I would expect that we'll probably see prisi. He's been talking about grinding for 4x, like coming up pretty soon here. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's going to try to level up a little bit before the finals. But I don't know. He's
exciting if he could.
Yeah. As someone who like mains Mega Man 3, I think playing a lot of Mega Man 3 definitely will throw off just a little bit of small things for your timings in Rockman 2. Mostly just because the jump arcs are so different.
I think as well, but we've got prisi in the channel here. Prisi, how are you feeling, man?
What's up? I feel good.
Congrats on taking it 2-0.
Thanks. I was much more calmer than my last matchup against Nero.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I can imagine, just because of Nero's reputation.
Yeah, I'm also like, I knew like I had to play well, like really, really well to beat Nero.
Right.
But yeah.
But I gotta give it to StreamLine. He played pretty well himself. He just had that one moment in the second race where he just went totally off script and all these weird things happened. You probably didn't see. You just saw that you had a big lead all of a sudden. But he failed Biggie and he had to take a death, and then I think he failed it again and he had to take a game over.
Oh yeah, he told me he had to take a game over. I didn't know what happened in Clash, but I saw I had a pretty big lead, and yeah. So unfortunate.
How are you feel like? What did you start feeling when you knew you had like a minute and a half lead or like a stage lead? Did you just like all the nerves went away, or like what happened internally?
Yeah, I saw the big lead. I'm not gonna lie, I felt pretty good. I knew like, okay, I shouldn't lose this. Nerves were completely gone. I think I was like, you know, like if you are like 2 minutes ahead or like even 1 minute ahead, you know you can afford mistakes, and that's just like, that makes me much calmer. And I actually felt like I could, you know, make mistakes and I can go a little bit harder and riskier on a couple of things. And yeah, I felt much better when I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kill a couple fish and not stress it.
Well,
he didn't go for the new Zip and Wily 4, so he saved a tiny bit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, so I still picked up the refill in Wily 2 because I told myself to always pick it up if I'm ahead. Because I'm not comfortable with A triggering. I hate A trigger. It's the worst thing in this game. Yeah. So I didn't want to put my faith into the hands of A triggering, and messing up A trigger is just bad feel. So I picked up the refill, and then I thought about doing the Y3 zip and the Y4 zip. And I was looking at StreamLine's screen, of course, and I thought about it, but then I told myself, if I mess it up and if I game over, I would just hate myself, and so I didn't.
Yeah, no, a very, very fair decision.
But I went for your route. Sorry.
A couple things that jumped out at me. You got the double despawn in air in match 1.
Oh yeah. Oh,
do you does that throw you off at all? Like,
yes.
Obviously you don't always expect to get both of them, but Yeah, what was going through your head when you got that?
I was about to panic, to be honest. I
Oh damn! I'm saving time. This is panic mode.
no, it's really like I don't want to do the corner jumps. I don't want to do fast air in races. So I was put into the position where I had to choose right away. Either go for the known strat, which is corner jumps, because like I do the double D boost and then I know what to do afterwards. But that's really risky. So either that, or I could just try to not panic and try to focus and improvise and take the D-boost somehow and don't die. And that's what I decided to do.
Because like normally when you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I had like 1 second of thinking about what to do. To be that's just it. Like
Yeah,
1 second. I had to think.
Yeah, normally when you granny air, you would like do the Nero deboost, but like here you don't have that opportunity, so you had to like kind of jump into the last guy, which is probably something that like you don't do too often.
Well, to be fair, I don't do Nero boost.
Oh, okay.
So like when you rewatch my second race, I don't want to go for the second despawn. It's just something. It's in my muscle memory, so I just do it. And I told myself to not go for it. And my hands just went for it. So in my second race, I told myself, don't do it the entire time until that point, and I didn't do it gladly.
And the second thing I want to ask you about, sorry, is the Wily machine in the second race.
Yeah.
So you went in with low health, like you jumped over 2 health that were on the teleporter, and went in with 8. And like I know you feel pretty confident there, but were you feeling nervous when that ball was bouncing towards you?
Yes. I mean, I would lie if I say no. I mean, I felt pretty comfortable with the fight. Still am. It's just something. So the mistake was it's plain simple. I tiptoed at the start of the. If you rewatch it, I tiptoed to the right for like a frame or a pixel, and that completely threw me off. I was in panic mode actually. I was really in panic mode. I was like, oh shoot, what should I do? Okay, just switch to crash. You don't need metal blades. And I killed him really far right, and I was like, okay, I'm dead. But it's fine. I have a big lead. It's fine. Just take the death. But I went for the crash mode anyways, because why not?
Yeah, I noticed you had an unusual phase 1. Like he was further back than normal when you killed him in the phase 1.
Yes. Yeah, I completely panicked, and I was happy it worked out.
Alright, one more question about a strat choice you made in the race. What was with going back to get that 1-up in Flash? I don't think I've seen anyone do that ever in any race, or let alone run.
So, just to be on record, that was not worth it. I lost like 2 seconds for free, just like that. My brain, dude, I don't understand why I did that. My movement was also bad, but man, just let it go. Just go for the quick 1-up. In that moment, I was just like, oh, 1-up. Oh, let's go back. And then as soon as I went back, I was like, oh wait, no, don't. What are you doing? You're wasting time. And well, I fell down already, so I was already committed. So I just went for it, and I was actually. That was one of the rare moments where you actually wanted to kill the shotman early, so you pick up the drop. You can pick up the 1-up if you mash down the shotman really fast.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So I guess let's look ahead. You have a best of 5 finals now with Cool Kid. What are your thoughts on that? What kind of preparation do you see yourself doing before that match?
Thoughts on that? Well, winning, of course. Kick his ass.
Big work.
Oh man.
No, I mean my preparation. I don't know. I feel like I'm playing the best I've ever played this game. I think the first race was a race PB too.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It was only 11 seconds after actual PB.
Yeah, and I was shaky at the beginning. My Y stage was really good, but I was still not like I can do better, and I have to do better if I want to beat Cool Kid. So I'm just gonna you know, I'm just gonna do attempts again, go for a 4x. Hopefully I get it. And as for the race preparation, I'll just do what I've been done. What I've been doing the entire tournament. Just try to calm down, relax a little bit before the race, and do like 2 no resets, 1 or 2 no resets, and just practice one full practice loop of the most important things in the game, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully no screen death delay scroll. But yeah,
it's a finals tradition.
Oh.
Did that happen in the Mega Man 2 tournament?
Yeah, that happened to me.
Wow. In the finals?
Yeah, in the finals.
That's crazy.
Against Nudua.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a great matchup. But the way you've been playing, I'd hesitate to even say that there's a favorite. I think you guys are both equally capable of winning this best of 5. So yeah, hopefully you guys both keep playing like you're playing, and we get a really good match.
Yeah. We're all super excited. I can't wait to see this finals. And you've been playing so well lately. Cool Kid's obviously capable of really great times too. But yeah, I think we'll probably have that finals within like a week or something like that. And it's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing like a lot of tournaments, and I've never won one. So this is like the best chance, I think, because like I was in the finals against Fast in Mega Man 3, but I was pretty sure I was not gonna win, because Fast just a beast in Mega Man 3. But in this, I mean, Cool Kid is a beast too, but I feel like if I play at my best, I can actually maybe get a really low 27, even 26. So yeah.
I think that 27-10 will be a number of runs that Cool Kid would put up in a given race. So you definitely have a really solid chance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll try my best. That's all I can do. I'll try my best. Cool Kid's gonna try his best, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I mean, I'm rooting for both people to play their best, but I will be rooting for my Team Roll boy.
Thank you. Oh, it's Team Roll versus Team Auto, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was also Team Roll versus Team
Auto.
Yeah.
Get wrecked, Team Auto. Well, we will see. We will see. Hopefully, Team Roll will end up on top again, like AGDQ. But
I better be seeing some Rockman 2 hyperbolic time chamber on your stream, not lots of Wario's Woods, man.
I always would have said, I hate that thing.
Oh, it's dead?
Yeah, I got too frustrated.
I see.
I'm too bad at that game. Even like with good RNG, I messed up, and I was just like, oh, why are you playing this game if you cannot even handle good RNG? So yeah, shouts to Cool Kid, of course. I'm looking forward to you in the finals, and hope you bring your A game, even though you play Mega Man 3. But hope you bring your best. But yeah, thanks for restreaming, of course. Thanks for Streamline. He put in a really solid fight. I got nervous a little bit after Y4. He was like 6-7 seconds only behind, so in the first race. So it was really close. But yeah, thanks for restreaming. Thank you so much for commentating, and yeah, thanks for watching, everybody that has put on the work.
It's been a ton of fun. Thank you for showing up with your best gameplay you had to offer. And I don't think we're going to have Streamline here for an interview, but we will see you next time for the grand finals of the Rockman 2 tournament.
Yep. Thanks for the great races. Thanks for joining me, Cypher. And again, thanks to the Speed Gaming crew.
Yes, thanks to all. Thanks for joining me, Fasta. We will see you later. We'll be signing off.
Bye-bye.